UCI BMX Supercross presented by Swatch.
The world's top BMX athletes have descended on London's Olympic Park for the third stop in the UCI BMX Supercross series. Staged on a track that will push the limits of even the most talented riders, this race also serves as a test event on the track that will host the Olympics only 1 year from now.
It's a really big race, because this is where the Olympics are in like less than a year.
I knew that it was the whole Olympic Village and that, but when I came and actually seen all the different venues and all the sniffer dogs, definitely like a good vibe here.
It was pretty cool seeing everything, all the venues around here, and just getting excited for next year.
I haven't felt those like goosebumps like driving in since Beijing. Come here and feel the Olympic vibe.
It was really cool to see all of this and see the stadiums and everything.
I see all the other arenas, the basketball, the Olympic stadium and all that kind of stuff.
This is my first Olympics experience, so for me it was really special.
We're treating it as if it is the Olympics and just going through the motions and making sure that next year it's like a second run round.
It's still something that you don't get used to, so it's exciting.
It's going to be some fast racing, going to be intense, and it's going to be fun to watch.
After the first two rounds, Francis Joris Daudet, who also won the World Championships only a few weeks ago, leads the series ahead of USA's Corbin Sherratt and New Zealand's Mark Willers. For the women, it's Kiwi Sarah Walker who's banked over 420 points and leads the chase by more than 100 over two French women, Manon Valentino and Magali Poche, who are ranked second and third. It's been a weather-challenged week, but despite numerous rain delays, the first Supercross event in London is go in front of a sellout crowd. Well, UCI promised to build a track that set a new standard for BMX, and they delivered. It's a long and fast course here at London's Olympic Park and features two unique new technical sections.
The new tunnel, new jump was pretty intimidating first few runs, but it feels like a second start hill and get to go pretty fast through there.
That tunnel jump is pretty fun. I was kind of scared going up to it the first time.
It's a great track to race on. The first straight is nice and open to get good pedals in.
I had a lot of fun out there. It was actually really good.
I think the track looks good, actually. Overall, it looks good. The track's actually pretty fun.
It was a little bit muddy today. I think once it dries out, it'll be a lot faster and a lot smoother.
The track is technical. It's huge. The tunnel is so great. I love that track.
The time trials are a key part of this race where your lap time directly translates into your seeding for the first round of qualifiers. The popular new Super Final format then qualifies the top 16 men and 16 women into the time trial finals where they go on to battle it out in a Super Final. This time it was Connor Fields of the US who topped the field in the time trial, but his Australian rival Sam Willoughby took the men's Super Final ahead of a pair of Frenchmen, Joris Daudet and André Sylvain. The elite women's time trial was won by reigning world champ Mariana Pajón of Colombia, but after a thrilling final, Magali Poche of France came out on top, beating out Lauren Reynolds and Shanae Reed for the win. With a wind-blown practice round out of the way, the elite men got things going with their round of 8 qualifiers. In the first round, dominated by Super Final winner Sam Willoughby of Australia, it was Alberto Yepes crashing out in the first turn, taking out Italy's top gun Manuel De Vecchi. In a star-studded second round, it was dominated by Mara Strombergs of Latvia, but a poor start dogged American Day until he turned up the heat in the rhythm section with a solid fourth making the cut. And in the third round, Canada's Tori Nyhug took an untimely skid off the third turn, but due to a crash early in his heat, he managed to squeak his way through by less than a half second. Round 5 was loaded with talent, but it was Joris Daudet, the youngster and the world champ, who continued his winning ways. Afro Bob de Wilde had luck on his side when Mark Willers fell victim to yet another overclear, this time on the berm jump, ending Kyle Bennett's quest for the transfer and allowing the Dutchman to move on. The elite women were pushed to the limit during their qualifying rounds where some of the favorites, along with a few new challengers, went head-to-head. Women's Super Final champ Magali Poche of France dominated the first round of qualifiers while veteran Yana Horakova showed her experience working her way from 6th to 3rd in the last heat to qualify for the semis. World champion Mariana Pajon of Colombia continued her winning ways in the third round, but a photo finish decided the all-important fourth and final qualifying spot, where Aussie Melinda McLeod edged out Aneta Ladakova by 1/100th of a second. In the final heat, it gave the sellout crowd something to cheer about when Great Britain's Sinead Reid dominated the group ahead of Australia's Caroline Buchanan and Ariel Martin of the USA. From there, the top 16 women qualified on to the semi-finals. We had a chance to catch up with the new world champion and find out just what's going on in the world of Joris Daudet.
2011 was, I think, the best season for me because I'm world champion, European champion, and French champion. I was doing my best every race, and I think I have some luck because you can't win every race. I think after Olympics I will move to America because I think if you wanna do like the BMX for your job, you have to move in America and you have the best riders there. I am ranking #1 in World Cup, so I wanna stay on this place and wanna maybe win some race because I just took 2 podium and I wanna prove my world champion is not like the chance for me. So I would like to win some race and stay on the ranking #1 in World Cup.
The men's quarterfinals are set where 4 groups of 8 riders will soon be cut in half. We are to the top of the hill for Heat 1 of the Elite Men's quarterfinals. Maris Stromberg's Sam Willoughby, a lot of talent in this round. And we're going to see if Mike Day can continue his magic on the track. And a good shot, Maris Stromberg's from the outside down the hill. Red, white, and black. There goes Sam Willoughby. Look at the spin of Stromberg's in the 2 spot. And going on to the inside, but Willoughby hanging on right now as they bust it around. Oh, check out the technical section. Big jumps, 1, 2, oh, Kaylin Young goes down into the hip jump, and we lost one, the Aussie down, and it's all about Stromberg's right now leading the way. He's in there, Jelle Van Gorkum. Sam Willoughby will run away with this one, and yet Van Gorkum says thank you to that David Graff hanging on to the mix there. So the Swiss are alive. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everybody else is down and out of the count. And Stromberg's not willing to let this one go and gonna hang on, looks like, for the second, with Van Gorkum in the third. So it'll be Graff, Van Gorkum, Stromberg's, and Willoughby. Kaylin Young on the outside looking in with that nasty crash on the second straight. And we'll go back up to the hill here for the second round. Nicholas Long of the U.S. going to be one of the contenders in here. Very tall rider, which serves him well, especially on the technical rhythm sections. We'll check out and see if he can get a good start. And Canadian Tori Nyhog also in the middle. Nick Long from the outside of the inside lanes with a great start. And there he is right now, USA's Nick Long, Tori Nyhog. So a North American battle going on as Nyhog rails it and cuts off. In the middle, Mukai's in there, Josh Callens, Cartford, and Josh Myers all staying in the mix as they transfer into the hip jump. Turn number 2, back and around, up to the box jump. Check it out. And Nyhog's through, so he's through it. It's going to be Mukai, Cartford trying to find some space in there, but a lot of room to spread themselves out. Cartford, there he is in the red and blue, not going to make it through unless he can pull off some magic. And it's going to be Nick Long, Nyhog, pulling it through the middle again, showing that he's getting some skill and experience every round. So Callan just squeaks it in there. Good to see another Australian in the mix. Mukai, Nyhog, and Long moving on to the semifinals. So round 3, back up to the top we go. Joris Daudet has to be the favorite, but we're going to take a look at David Herman really quickly, the Herminator from the U.S. He's back in action and also climbing his way up to the top of the again from the outside. There's the world champ, the rainbow jersey, and it is David Herman. And he is on top of his game. Joris Daudet goes inside. The white rainbow jersey takes it. Great shot. Willers goes in the mix and rails it and takes it ahead. So right now, Willers, Herman, Daudet, and Godet trying to fight off some action in the middle there. Kurt Picard, DeWilde, the veteran, trying to hang in there. Where's Afro Bob? Look for the orange jersey. It's gone. And check it out, Willers not content to give this up as he gives Daudet a run on the inside. He does it, and Herman goes on the inside. Daudet getting boxed out a little bit. And oh, a big crash. Right at the last there, it looks like Latvia's rider Down hard as Godet gets the final qualifying spot. So Picard just misses out Godet, Daudet, Herman, and Willers on to the semifinals. And the fourth and final heat back up at the top coming at you right now. Looking at Barry Nobles and Connor Fields of the U.S. Both of those riders riding very well. And another great shot as they power down the hill. Luke Medill of Australia back in action, the veteran trying in the mix. We have a Frenchman in there, Andre Sylvain, getting better every lap. The Americans trying to hang on. And we have a big pack, watch it, coming up to the hip jump right here. It's Brian Kirkham, a pair of Americans, and Andre Sylvain through the box jump. Kirkham's out, passing through. Sylvain, Andre, and Fields. So a couple of Americans chasing down Sylvain if they can get him. And that's Nobles in the light blue on the inside. Look at Fields, a nice run through the rhythm section. Picked a good line, nice and smooth. But it'll be Kirkham, Sylvain, and Fields, 1, 2, and 3. Nobles just squeaking out for the fourth. So Nobles and Fields, the Americans, are in. Sylvain, Andre, another Frenchman in the mix. Brian Kirkham winning that heat, and no luck for Luke Medill, who had the whole shot, but it went from hero to zero. Colombia's Mariana Pajon recently brought her country home its first women's gold medal.
I'm Mariana Pajon from Colombia. I'm 19 years old. I'm a lead rider. I started racing at the age of 4 because my dad and my older brother used to race too. So they took me to the track and I just loved it. 1 week before I traveled to Copenhagen, I crashed. So doctors said I couldn't race the World Championships. I said no, I just want to go and try. And then winning all my qualifiers and then the semifinal and winning the final was amazing. I love jumping, doing hard stuff. I'm not good at manualing. I just love to ride every track I go. I'm proud of being Colombian and racing for them.
We're ready to rock and roll with the Elite Women's semifinals. To the top of the gate we go. The first group is ready, locked, and loaded. And Mariana Pajon, the world champion, sitting in that mix, along with Megali Poche, Letitia Lecogi, working her way back into the mix after a significant injury at the end of last year's season. And a big start right there. Can Tegan O'Keefe hang in the mix? I don't know. Megali Poche, known for her first straights, and there comes Amanda Carr. U.S. has a new female threat. And this is it. Florida's Amanda Carr leading the charge. And a big run. Poche, Mariana Pajon, and Lecogi all in the mix as they go under the underpass. And you can get a good shot of that track right there. An amazing track. Ritzenthaler did a great job. Poche taking advantage. And they're trying to get through. Pajon in the mix on the outside. Poche goes on the inside. Amanda Carr from tip to toe on this one. The U.S. rider hanging on as she's got some action on the inside. Two of the Frenchwoman and Pajon will make it through.
I didn't do good on my gate, but I'm feeling good. Really confident, and let's see what happens in the meet.
So Pajon, the world champ, is back in. Two Frenchwomen, Lecogi and Poche, and Amanda Carr, her fastest lap of the day, into the main event. And we'll go back up to the top of the hill for the second rack of women. It's going to be an incredibly fast round. And we're taking a look at the crowd there. It's a sellout crowd. They want to see Great Britain's Sinead Reid. A great shot, hips to handlebars for the American on the inside. A nice shot for Danny George, but she's dropped out already. Sinead Reid looking a little shaky, but she's got the power in those legs to power it through as she takes on Sarah Walker and Lauren Reynolds. Now watch for Walker. She's in the third spot right now, but she's tough in those rhythm sections. She's tall. Here's Lauren Reynolds, her best lap of the day, hanging with some of the powerhouses in the mix. Here comes Walker. Reid on the outside in the red jersey, Walker on the inside, and she takes it on. Speedy Reedy outdone by the Flying Kiwi as they go down the last straightaway. So Great Britain still gets a main event placing in Sinead Reid, but she doesn't quite get the finish she wanted in that one. So you can see the nerves still a factor with the women. Melinda McLeod, the junior world champ, onto the main event along with Lauren Reynolds, Sinead Reed with her home country behind her, and Sarah Walker into the main event. And here we go, semi-final number 1. To the top of the hill we go. 8 of these riders, 4 going on to the main event. Stromberg's definitely one of the favorites. Sam Willoughby also in the mix. Canadian Tori Nyhog looking very impressive. And we're going to take a look at Nick Long of the USA. He's looking for redemption and a chance to earn some Olympic clout on a stacked US team. And there he is, the focus man on the inside, Nick Long. Let's see if he can stretch it out here. It's Sam Willoughby to the charge again. So it's Willoughby and Stromberg's duking it out. One rider down already. Nyhog in the mix. Rails the inside, the Canadian. On top, here comes Graf. So it's all kinds. Nick Long, oh, another change-up going on. Hit the step up. I think Nyhog's out. Graf might have his first main event within his sights. It's Sam Willoughby and Nick Long duking it out. Stromberg's the gold medalist, hanging in there for third. Look at the stretch he gets out of that one. And it is the Swiss rider of David Graf making the cut at the expense of Canadian Tori Nyhog. So a great chance here for Switzerland's BMX program as he makes it on to the main event. So Graf just making it in. Mara Stromberg's, no surprise, Nicholas Long, and Sam Willoughby riding at the top of his game today. Could be a winner and a favorite in the main event. And we are going to go to the hill for the round number 2. Mark Willers has to be one of the favorites in here. And he's riding aggressive. He made a mistake at the Worlds a few weeks ago. It cost him a medal. And we'll see from a shot here from the inside lanes. There's the Australian jersey. That's Brian Kirkham. Rode an awesome lap. But right now it's Willers. There he is out in front. David Herman and Joris Daudet should be the 3 in the mix right here as Andre Sylvain tucks in there. So a couple of dangerous Frenchmen all over the top right now. Mark Willers riding an incredible lap as they go into turn 2. Here comes the Herminator. On the inside, there's the rainbow jersey, Daudet. 2 Frenchmen in 3rd and 4th with a bit of a bubble there. Connor Fields and Barry Nobles working it hard. Here comes Fields. Riding like a man possessed. Willers in the lead. Fields can't do it. Tags a bit, and it's all about Mark Willers, Joris Daudet, and the Herminator along with Sylvain Andre getting the 4th and final cut. A deadly heat and a crazy finish. So Sylvain squeaks in, Herman, Daudet, and Willers off to the main event. No luck for Fields and Barry Nobles of the US. Colombia's Mariana Pajón may have won the World Championships just a couple of weeks ago, but Sinead Reed is riding with the energy of her country behind her, and she wants to make this the big one in front of her home country's crowd. And if she's going to do it, she's going to do it from the outside lane, the wind not a factor anymore, so if she gets some space, she has the power to really bring it home. Right next to her is Amanda Carr. She's in a huge group with women that have world championship titles, both current and past. So a lot of pressure on her, but she's representing Team USA here. Melinda McLeod, one of those with a world championship crown, the junior crown from a couple weeks ago. And her teammate Lauren Reynolds, battling some inconsistency. Here she is in the main event today, Letitia Lecogi. Great to see her back. A nasty crash last year. Getting her sight, getting her power, and getting her energy back for the World Cup Series. And always smiling in the middle, Sarah Walker from New Zealand. Smiling but deadly. She could be one of the winners on the top of the podium today. Magali Poitier, do or die. If she gets a good start and gets out front, she's going to be hard to catch. If she's behind you, she's going to make every effort to pass you. And coming from the inside lane, the reigning world champion. She's looked a little bit outclassed on the track today. She's going to need to step up that tempo and that speed a little bit with a good start from the inside lanes. Pajón could have 2 wins in a row, and we'll see what the gate does right now as we blaze down to the bottom of the hill. The red and blue of Great Britain and Sarah Walker going toe-to-toe with the French woman in the mix right now. Walker bobbles on that one, doesn't quite get the push. So it's Great Britain, Sinead Reed. Can she hang on? Sarah Walker not known to give up in the middle of the track. Poche, Lauren Reynolds battling it out. So it's Australia versus France, and right now it's Australia with the 2 French women. Oh, Letitia Lecogi crashes out. Here comes Walker on the inside. Reed holding her off. Can the speed of Reed and the legs do it? It might just happen. And Great Britain has won a World Cup gold medal in that of Sinead Reed. A great final for her and a monkey off of her back. You can see she's pretty stoked.
Just finished up third. It was a pretty stacked race. All the top girls were here this weekend, so it was super tough.
I tell you now, I've won many world titles and this feels better than any of it. I just want to thank all the British crowd for getting completely behind all the athletes, so thank you.
And a great run, so we just wanted to give props to Amanda Carr and that huge mix. Megali Poche with the fourth, Reynolds and Walker, runners up to this. But she's back on top, shaking off some of those nerves and getting back to the top of the podium. Sinead Reid celebrating and representing Great Britain here at London's Olympic Park. Mark Willers of New Zealand practically handed the gold medal to Joris Dode at the World Championships after a small, costly mistake in the main event. This time, who's the better man? A left side, speaking of better men, this guy lucked his way into the final, but in order to get here, you gotta have some luck and some talent. You're looking at David Graf, proud to be Switzerland's only rider in the main event today. And a pair of Frenchmen in here, Sylvain Andre, who's quietly working his way up to the top of the French team, a deadly threat from the outside. And the specialist from the US, he's back, giving you the hand and the slap there. That's David Herman, the Herminator. Watch for a good start from him. In the middle, the gold medalist, the most decorated BMXer, at least in the last half dozen years, Maris Strombergs. A definite threat all the time for the main event, last year's World Cup champ. Here's Nicholas Long of the US. As they start their new qualifying process in the US, he wants to be out of the gate quickly for the US team and get a chance to represent his country next year on this very track. Joris Dode, the world champ, what can we say about this guy? He's pretty much won it all this year. Europeans, the Worlds, and he's on fire. The Supercross series next to him. Sam Willoughby, always a threat, coming off the inside lanes. Watch this guy spin. He knows how to get it done to the first jump. And to the right, potentially the most focused guy here. He's not thinking about the mistake he made a couple of weeks ago that cost him the gold. He's thinking about getting to the main event. And then after that, anything can happen. He's got the inside lane check for a wicked snap from Willers. He's looking mean and ready. And away we go. The gate's down, a big push down the hill. Where's Willers? He out front right there, the black and white New Zealander. Willoughby, no doubt in the mix again. Herminator tucked in on the outside for three. Dode goes for the inside pass. The Frenchman not giving up, no way. And Willers trying to hang on. Willoughby bumping in action there with Dode. Puts him, and here comes Willoughby. A bit of a slip on the box jump. Dode goes to the inside, rides Willoughby. Willers now back in three. Could that be a mistake? And he's in the mix again. Rocketing past Dode in the mix. Herminator creeping on the outside. Can he get in the mix? Dode, not enough in the tank there, but here comes Nick Long for the third. So it was a crazy finish down the second, third, and mainly the four straightaways. And Willers gets it back. Watch this going into turn number one. Crazy action as they come around. Willers with the inside, the red jersey Willoughby. Look at Dode, not afraid to pass in the corners. The big stuff coming down this section here. Willoughby getting a little bit of action on the outside, then bar to bar. Watch the red jersey against the world champ. A bit of a tag there. And that took away some speed from the Australian on the inside. Willers went, hey, what's going on here? Australia and New Zealand now. And then look at Dode, goes for the inside. Willoughby rides the high line, and here comes Dode, but Willers had nothing to do with that one and powered it from the outside strong and then took away the line, literally almost knocking Dode off the bike. And here comes Nick Long to try to get in the action and pull up for the third. And the last turn really said it all as Willers powered his way through Dode, not giving up. And then Willoughby just didn't have the power, bonked a couple times, and here come American Nick Long for the third and final spot.
Finally been training a little bit, building a little bit of an engine so I can keep up down that first straightaway with all these world-class athletes.
It's good. It was a nice race. I'm happy with that. It's good.
It's been a long day, everyone knows that. It was hard to turn the game around from the rain this afternoon, and just trying to find that consistency on such a big track again.
And consistency he has almost been in every main event this year. He slipped up at the Worlds, but made no mistake here today. And Long will get the third, Joris Dode the second, Mark Willers, the champ from New Zealand. And a bit of a celebration, it's a bit of redemption along with Daudet and Nick Long, so the tall Kiwi back on the top of the podium once again. Well, the Olympic test event is over, and after 3 rounds of the Supercross series, Francis Joris Daudet continues to lead with 560 points. But with a big win today, Mark Willers has vaulted into second with 504, followed by Jelly van Gorkum of the Netherlands in third with 373. New Zealand's Sarah Walker remains atop the women's chase with 580 points, followed closely by Magali Poitier of France in 474 and Caroline Buchanan of Australia in 384. As the series now heads to American soil in Chula Vista, California, the final event will be the ultimate showdown on one of the world's toughest Supercross courses.